Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Wade's Movie World. So, about a year or two ago, I think it was back in 2020, I stumbled across this article from ScreenRant.com about Halloween 4. And since Halloween is just around the corner, just a few days away, I thought I would do a couple of Halloween videos. Well, probably more than a couple, maybe 3, 4, something like that. I am going to be reviewing Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, and have them up on Halloween Day sometime. I remembered this article because I never did anything with it, and I found it again, and it was published by ScreenRant.com by Michael Kennedy on March 3rd, 2020. And I thought this was interesting when I read it, and I wanted to share it all with you guys in case some of you Halloween fans out there have not heard about this, because when I first stumbled across this article, this is the first time I'd ever heard this. This was not in, or at least I don't think it was, any of the making of the Halloween movies, the documentaries, or anything like that. If it was, I just plain missed it. So I wanted to share it all with you because it's an interesting concept, but it's probably not the route I would have gone or something I would have wanted to see, because I like the Halloween 4 that we got. But had John Carpenter and Deborah Hill been involved with Halloween 4, this is the route they would have taken, because after Halloween 2, they said, they were done. They killed Michael, they killed Loomis, it was over, or so they thought. And then after the backlash of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch came out, because there was no Michael in that one. People got really, really mad and really, really pissed off, and they're like, we want to see Michael again, because, he's Halloween. And I agree, Michael Myers is the face of the Halloween franchise. So here is what the article says. This is the title. It says, Halloween 4 almost turned Michael Myers, the Shape, into a ghost. That's an interesting title, isn't it? So I'm going to keep reading, and I'll stop every now and then and put my 2 cents in and just tell you all what I think. And then at the end of the video, you can tell me what you guys think in the comments, and if this is something you guys would have liked to have seen, or if you're happy with the Halloween 4 that we eventually got. So here we go. Again, I'm going to read the title. Halloween 4 almost turned Michael Myers into a ghost. Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers, brought back Haddonfield's boogeyman after a 7-year absence, but the movie almost made him a ghost. John Carpenter's original 1978 Halloween is, of course, one of the most beloved and most profitable at that horror films of all time. Naturally, that led to a sequel, 1981's Halloween 2, and even though Carpenter wasn't exactly thrilled by the idea of turning his film into a franchise, Halloween 2 ended with both Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis seemingly dying in an explosion, and this was no accident, as Carpenter wanted to conclude their story. John Carpenter then tried to turn Halloween into an anthology series, with each new film telling a different horror story set during the titular holiday. While Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is a cult classic today, not to me it's not, it's a pretty bad movie in my opinion, it certainly wasn't when it came out. Fans were mad that Michael Myers was no longer the star, and loudly made it known that they wanted more of him and the established Halloween universe. John Carpenter and producing partner Deborah Hill weren't deaf to these cries, and indeed planned to bring Michael back for Halloween 4. The thing was, the way they wanted to do that would have been quite controversial. When it came time to write the original script for Halloween 4, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill turned to Dennis Etchison, who had previously written novelizations of Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Etchison's Halloween 4 centered on Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace, the kids Laurie Strode was babysitting 10 years earlier when Michael Myers first came home. Haddonfield had banned Halloween following Michael's rampage. However, a decade of fear bubbling under the surface and repression of all things Halloween has led to his return. Only this time, Michael, or the Shape rather, is a ghostly apparition brought to life and powered by the town's fear, with Tommy and Lindsay caught in the middle. Now see, I don't mind that part. That would have been interesting, instead of Laurie Strode being the center character, or Jamie Lloyd this time. They would have focused more on Tommy and Lindsay as either older kids or young adults. I really like that idea. Still, turning the Shape into a ghost, I don't know. I don't see how that could have worked. But anyway, let's continue with the article. Unfortunately for Edgerton, while Carpenter and Hill loved his script, the franchise executive producer Mustafa Akkad hated it and insisted he be brought back for real and not as a ghost. Akkad ended up winning out when Carpenter and Hill agreed to sell their interest in the franchise to him for a large sum. As Edgerton tells it, Hill called him after the sale completed and informed him that Akkad now fully controlled the franchise and that Edgerton's Halloween 4 script wasn't part of their deal. Still considering that Ghost Michael Myers would have at one point grown to 10 feet tall as police shot at him, maybe what happened was for the best. Notably, Haddonfield banning Halloween ended up making it into Halloween 6, and Tommy and Lindsay were to return in 2020's Halloween Kills. And that is the end of the article. Okay, so did you guys hear that last part? If not, let me read it again. Michael Myers would have at one point grown to at least 10 feet tall. Okay, what is this? Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers threw down her staff and said, "Make my monster grow," and then all of a sudden Michael Myers grows? I mean, what the heck? All I can see with that is Michael Myers and the Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers battling it out outside the city of Haddonfield. And also, guys, I mean, yeah, that would have been an interesting idea, Michael as a ghost, but I mean, how do you kill something like that? Or how do you stop something like that unless you call the Ghostbusters and, you know, they use their proton packs and their traps to capture him and then trap him? Can't you see Tommy and Lindsay? Tommy, who are we going to call? Let's call the Ghostbusters. They can take care of him.
Pull him. Full Neutronis. Let's cook.
Now, granted, that is something I would like to see in a live-action movie, is the Ghostbusters taking on Michael Myers. That would be cool in my eyes. Of course, I'm just a nerd like that. But anyway, yeah, I like this idea to a certain point, but it's not the way I would have gone. Personally, I like the Halloween 4 that we got. There are a few things about it I don't like, but I think it's a wonderful sequel to reboot the Halloween franchise when it did. The only thing that I hate about the Halloween 4 that we currently have is they should have reshot that scene inside the school where his mask is pink and the hair is white. I mean, like I said in my Halloween 4 review video, that, you know, the director or someone on set should have said, "Hey, stop, that mask is wrong. We need to get the mask right." You know, or when they were watching dailies, they should have said, "Ooh, that mask is not right. We need to go back and reshoot that." I mean, you're making a freaking Halloween film. Someone should have picked up on that. Ugh, just ridiculous. Yeah, I like the Halloween 4 that we got, but this is an interesting idea. What do you guys think? Would you guys like to have seen a version of Halloween 4 where Michael Myers is a ghost and the film centering around Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace? Or are you happy with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, that we have currently? Okay, that's it for this video. I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. Good night. God bless. I love all of you. I will see you all in the next video, and happy Halloween.